Hello everyone and welcome back to EDC. My name is Samuel and today we're going to be checking out the most prestigious knives of 2023. Let's check it out. So as my prestigious counterpart just said, we're going to be doing the best knives of 2023. We're going to go small, medium, fixed blades, as well as the biggest flop of the year and most improved of the year, so stick around for that. Each category, we're going to have a budget and a more high-end option. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into this thing. Alright, so our first category is small budget knives. The runner-up this year is the Vosteed Mini Nightshade. You guys have heard me sing this knife's praises for a while now, and I absolutely love it. It's 14C28N, G10, and it's a miniature version of a knife that we love already. But it got edged out this year just a little bit by the CJRB Mica. And for me, the Mica specifically. Now, you could put in the Mini Pyrite in the same spot, but the thumb stud action, the aluminum scales, AR-RPM 9 steel, deep carry pocket clip, and button lock all together make this knife absolutely amazing, as well as the price, which is right around the $40 mark. So this one kind of edged it out and won this year. Just the look, the style, the ergonomics, and the way it fits in your pocket really made this one stand out from the rest this year. So our small budget knife of 2023 is the CJRB Mica. Up next is the more higher end small knives of the year. Coming in as a honorable mention is a knife I finally found, the Ohlone Rumsen. Now, why is this honorable mention? Well, number one, you can't really find them anymore, and I don't know if they ever plan to make them again. From the talks of it, doesn't sound like it. If you can find one of these, absolutely pick it up. M390, G10 with carbon fiber inlays, a titanium pocket clip, all that for $120. Good action, all those amazing things, but can't get them anymore. So that makes it the runner-up this year. This is a knife I carried in my wedding. I love it. It is one of my favorite knives in my entire collection, but you can't get them anymore, so I cannot put this at number one. So our actual pick this year is the Divo Knives Nip. Now, I just talked about that one being out of stock. These are also out of stock. White Mountain Knives still has a few of their titanium versions, but as far as I know, these carbon ones are out. But they do plan on making more of them as far as I know. So that's why I feel alright with making it my top pick this year. Camo carbon purple scales, S90V blade, titanium accents like the pocket clip, pivot collar, and the back spacer here that also you can tie a lanyard to for $175. I paid $160 for it at Blade Show West, but I love this little knife, man. It is fantastic. Great action from the reverse flick, great action from the flipper tab. You don't get much better than the Divo Knives Nip. Now moving on to what you would call the medium size, regular size knives. There's not going to be any big knives on this list because I only have like 2 in my collection that will qualify for that. So we're going to move on to the medium size knives, and our runner-up this year is the TJL Knives Flip. This is a practically unknown company, but these guys make some really cool stuff. It's just some guys in a garage doing some designs, and this is one of their designs. This is the Flip in sheep's foot, D2, micarta, and this really cool aluminum pivot collar. Great action, good ergonomics, and a great size. The TJL Knives Flip is our runner-up this year. And what a great knife to be runner-up to as our top pick for medium knives of 2023, medium budget knives that is, the Qvist Blade Works Invert. I have, again, sung the praises of this knife all the past like 12 days of Christmas that we've been doing on here. I've talked about this knife quite a few times, and it is well worth it. This is micarta, 14C28N, front flipper, deployment hole, inset deep carry pocket clip, good action, great access to the lock bar, all for $69. I love this knife. Like I said, the ergonomics, the action, all of it, and how unique it is. You don't see very much like this out there, and I got to meet this guy in Blade Show Atlanta this year. Very awesome guy. He's got some awesome designs with Kaiser this year that I would love to get my hands on, but I haven't gotten to. Oh man, I love them. This is the Qvist Blade Works Invert. Up next in this category is the high end, and our honorable mention this year is the Giant Mouse Ace Biblio. This is the bronze version. They also have titanium and maybe copper. I'm not sure. But specifically those because they are slimmer and a little bit better in the hand than the micarta ones. They're kind of fat and beefy, or at least they used to be. Also, I don't even know if this knife came out this year. This might be a 2022 release, but it's one that I had that I wanted to put as honorable mention because, well, I really love this knife, and also I didn't have an honorable mention for this category. But M390, micarta inlays on brass or bronze, and a deep carry wire pocket clip. Great knife. Again, good ergonomics, good action, tight liner lock, and just a really well-made, good-looking knife. And then our big dog of the year, you guys probably should have seen this coming. This is the Vosteed Nightshade Premium in LMAX. I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying this. The price of this knife, I believe, is right around the $130 mark for LMAX. And not just a small bit of LMAX, a large chunk of LMAX with micarta scales, brass bolsters, titanium deep carry pocket clip, 2 ways of deployment, whether that be flipper, and you can see the action there, or reverse flick, thumb flick, whatever. Great weight, great size, good ergonomics, awesome look. They knocked it out of the park with this one. The Nightshade probably is still my favorite budget knife around. I don't know that Qvist is really good though, but the fact that they made a premium version like this is fantastic. Love this knife. This is the Vosteed Nightshade Premium. So that's all of our folders for the year. Now let's move on to fixed blades. Then we'll get to our biggest flop of the year and most improved. Up next is the fixed blades of the year. Now I do have a budget category as well as a higher end category, so we'll get into those real quick. First things first, the LT Wright Patriot is my honorable mention this year. First of all, I don't know if this came out in 2022 or 2023. It might be even older than that. I don't know. But I got this knife this year, and I absolutely love it. Again, been singing the praises of this knife the past 2 weeks. Love it. Good ergonomics. Great little whittling knife. 90-degree spine so you can strike a ferro rod with it and stuff like that. And even for everyday carry, this little sheath that it comes on, just great. Good little knife just to have with you all the time. Honorable mention is the LT Wright Patriot. Now, my number one budget fixed blade of the year is going to be the Vosteed Mink. They killed it this year. Micarta scales, Nitro V steel, fantastic ergonomics, good place for your finger to rest where you're not going to slip up on the blade. The jimping is up a little higher on the blade where it should be. Oh, I love this knife. It is a good 4-finger knife, good everyday carry fixed blade, and shipped with a good sheath as well. Now, I put the ulti clip on here. It actually came with like a mini tech lock on it. But man, this knife is good. They really did a good job. They listened to customer feedback before they released it, and they knocked it out of the park. This is the Vosteed Mink, and it's my favorite budget fixed blade of 2023. Now, I do not have an honorable mention for like higher end fixed blade of this year, but I do have my favorite. And that's because this is about the only high-end fixed blade I bought this year. But this is made by Gordon Rome out of Florida. And I don't even know the model name of it. But he custom made this for me. I requested the micarta scales and all the accents and stuff like that. The acid wash blade. Oh my goodness, this knife is beautiful, isn't it? Oh man, good knife. Good ergonomics. I almost said great action, but that's not a thing. I love it. There's just something special about this little guy. The compound grinds and the fact that he specifically made this for me for my wedding is really cool. These come in around $175 depending on what you have done. So I love this knife. Well done by him. This is my favorite small fixed blade on the higher end of 2023. And now on to our last category, most improved and the biggest flop. So most improved has to go to CRKT this year as a company. This is the only knife that I have to really show off their improvement, but any of you guys who know about CRKT stuff in the past, you already know that this is a big improvement. This is the Razel D2 micarta scales, some beautiful G10 pins and spacers for the scales here. They did a really good job with this. And not only that, if you've been keeping up with their Blade Show coverage or any of the things that you've seen from CRKT this year, you've seen they've been working with Hogue to get some USA-made stuff. They've done some really cool designs with some really niche designers. CRKT has really stepped it up this year. It's very impressive. I hope to see, Gerber and a couple of these other companies follow in their footsteps. But CRKT's really started to turn it around. and I would not be ashamed to carry a CRKT anymore. Love this knife. Well done, CRKT, for turning it around. And last category, the award you don't want to get, like it means anything coming from me anyways, is from this company right here, Benchmade. And I'm going to have to say the Benchmade Narrows was probably the biggest flop of 2023. Now, why do I say that? Some people probably love the Narrows, but I got to handle one at Blade Show 23. Someone who owned one, Benchmade actually gave it to him, walked up to me and said, check this out. And he goes, and the blade flies out. The detent is practically non-existent. They want to charge $550 for M390 and titanium, all because it's narrow and has the Benchmade stamp on it. I don't think so. I'm going to have to hand that to Benchmade this year. No bad blood against Benchmade. They make some great knives. The immunities and stuff like that, and the Adamas that they released recently, they have some really cool stuff. But to try to sell a knife for $550 that isn't worth it and has that defect, like a horrible defect, it's pretty sad. So I think I'm going to have to go with the Benchmade Narrows as the biggest flop of 2023. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll go ahead and make the announcement. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and guess what? The Everyday Carry Cast is coming back. So be on the channel for that. Should be up tomorrow. I don't know what time. Just bear with me. I'll get it out to you. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Have a great day, and God bless.